Hey everyone, thank you for joining me today. I just got finished watching the latest episode of Skeleton Crew. Literally just finished it about 10-20 minutes ago. Did a little pre-prep to talk to you guys today. I thought this episode was pretty solid. A little bit more unraveling on what's going on. The kind of the myth that is at Atten, where the kids are from. The further curiosity of who Naud is Jude Law's character, or Naud. But he also has a couple other names that are unveiled in this episode. We have Captain Silver, I believe, and then we have Crimson Jack. So I think we have three names so far that we can associate with our Jedi pirate scoundrel. We don't know who this guy is really, and I think now I understand why they brought in somebody like a Jude Law, because he's doing this very well. He's playing this kind of all over the map kind of character very well, and he's playing it very subtle. We don't know if he's a Jedi. Maybe he still is a Jedi that kind of is on the run and changed his name, changed his identity a couple times to kind of obscure things so that nobody could actually find out who he is. Or maybe he's not a Jedi. Maybe he's just somebody who's a little force sensitive, learned how to use it, and kind of just plays these parts. Maybe he just is a scoundrel, looking for his next game or a new run. Either way, I like how they're tacking onto the mystery, unraveling a little bit, but creating more mystery. That's the kind of stories I like. I don't like being told everything. I like, if you're gonna tell me something a little bit here, keep me guessing over here a little bit. I like that type of storytelling. Christopher Ford and John Watts wrote this episode. David Lowery directed it. And again, like I said in the beginning, I think this was a solid third episode. This is the one that really bought me in. I usually give shows 3 episodes to really sell me and let me know if I'm going to go a little further. But they're keeping me on the hook. They're keeping me on the hook with the mystery, and Jude Law is doing a great job at that. I credit him a lot with keeping this third episode, really keeping me curious in this third episode. Loved his performance in this. Again, get why you get somebody like Jude Law. He was actually giving me a little bit David Tennant, Doctor Who air in this episode, but maybe that's just me. But now I'm kind of wishing he was the Doctor at some point. But that is a different sci-fi show that we will not get into. But again, like I said, Jude Law going to this moon. We meet this character named, I think it's Khymm. It's spelled Khymm. She's kind of like a cat owl thing, and she's pretty interesting. I didn't catch who played Khymm. The voice sounded pretty interesting, but the name of the episode is very interesting, and as an astrogation problem. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Where she kind of is like a master of maps and like a master of lore and mythology, and this is just kind of student of the galaxy, and kind of figured everything out fairly quickly, at least where the kids are from, because of her knowledge of the galaxy and Old Republic lore. She's a big Star Wars fan. In the universe, she's a big Star Wars nerd, and understands the universe and recognized the symbology on the girl's bag. She said she was student of the month or something like that, and she picked up on it right away and knew something was up when she put it in her computer. So then you have Jack, or Naud, or Jod Naud, or what, Captain Silver, whoever you want to call it, Jude Law, saying you shouldn't trust her going in. We see her kind of call the rebels to come in and catch this guy, but we know that some people in the rebel fleet aren't exactly to be trusted. They're basically become kind of like your beat cops, if you will. So you never know what you're gonna get. But she calls on them. She says, they can't trust him, but he says you can't trust her. Nobody really could trust anybody in this galaxy, as we know. The more interesting part was the name that she calls him, which is Crimson Jack, which, you know, I'm more familiar with the Star Wars lore. Obviously, I know about Crimson Dawn, so I wonder if there's anything to do with that. I'm guessing there will be. Maybe we'll have some tie into Rogue One or Andor or something. Because if you want to tie into any of the shows or movies in recent Star Wars history, it's those. But I gotta say, I did like this episode a lot. I like unraveling of a mystery. This is what I thought we were going to get with The Acolyte, and we're getting it with this. We're getting a true little Star Wars mystery show that broadens the universe or makes it come closer together, which is something I really enjoy. Really curious to see what Jude Law is who he is, who he's gonna be, who he's connected to. Curious to see more about this character right here. I think she's very interesting and very knowledgeable, and I hope that's not the end of her in this series. We're only 3 episodes in, so I think the series is 10 episodes, if I'm not wrong. It's 8. So the final episode airs January 14th. We're getting 2 more or 3 more before we're getting 3 more before the end of the year. So the last episode is on December 31st. So, I mean, the last episode of this year is December 31st. So we have a bunch to go and a bunch more to unravel. We have 5 episodes left to see what happens in the story. I almost kind of wish the episodes were a little bit longer. 38 minutes is a good amount of time, but I've been wanting a little bit longer episode, which is good for a Star Wars show. It's been a while since I've wanted just to live in it a little bit longer. I haven't really gotten that from anything Star Wars recently, so this is just nice. It's nice to be. It feels like we're in Star Wars a little bit more than we have been in a while. It feels closer to home, and I think that's because there's a lot of really good talent and really good writing so far in the show, and they kind of knew what they wanted this show to be, which is important. And I know people really, really like. And I know this might be, hot topic, but I know people really like Filoni, and he's an executive producer on this. But I don't think he was in the writing room for this. I'm sure he had some notes. He didn't direct any of these episodes, and I think that's for the better, because I think we have people that can tell these kind of stories working on this, and they had a full idea. They knew what they wanted this to be, and they're doing it. But let's see how the show plays out. Let me know what you guys thought of episode 3. I liked it a lot. I thought it was a good 3rd episode to keep you on the hook to watch the rest of the series. Let me know if you're going to keep watching it, if you were bought in, if you want a little bit more, if you're going to give it another shot, or you're totally in for the long run. Let me know in the comments. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We're going to be reviewing the whole series as it goes, because I am enjoying this so far, and I like to talk about Star Wars when I'm enjoying it. So let me know what you guys think. I'll see you next week. Stay tuned for other videos on this channel. But until then, see ya.